friends, how are you? And not and actually, I will be lost many times, so just forgive me about that. Today I thought I would like to go live for my garden tour. Many of you have been asking what is growing in my garden this year. Not much, and I usually try to do the same thing every year. Whatever my family likes the most, the vegetables, herbs, whatever it is, I just try to grow that we consume the most. And the most part I like about gardening is like it's a kind of an exercise, and to me personally, cooking and gardening both actually, more like a meditation. Like you just get so much into when you are gardening, and you just forget about everything else. Exactly the same way when I cook, all my attention is in my recipes, whatever I am cooking for that time. I totally focus myself on what I'm cooking. The same way gardening, I just keep on throwing seeds almost everywhere. Actually, my younger son Akash, he also loves. He doesn't take care much afterwards. Like once he throws the seeds, he's just done. And this year, actually, we happened to get some seeds from the library, or public library. They offer some seeds, and so when I and Akash went to the library, we got some seeds, like a cherry tomatoes, and some other seasonal, garden vegetables. Some of them grew, some of them did not. But it's a fun watching how plants, sprouts, and whatever any kind of seeds you throw, you at least get something. Maybe you cannot get the fruits immediately, or whatever vegetables you can get immediately, but it is kind of like satisfaction. Oh, it's growing, and it's fun to watch growing plants. So let's get to the garden, and let me focus you on to the other side now. So this is my porch. So let's start with the porch. I have some pot plants in my porch. This is just a flower. So I can see whenever I'm sitting on a sofa, I can see this plant. As soon as anybody enters into the house, this plant is there. So I have the other plants on this side by the window. So when we are having like a lunch, dinner, breakfast, we again have a nice, beautiful view. Hope you guys can hear me. If not, let me know. And also, let me know if the quality gets lower, because for some reason my hand is shaking today. Maybe I'm not so used to it live. And I have one plant over here. Then my favorite is basil. So look at them. They have grown very nice, healthy, green. And Drew actually loves basil in his pastas, sandwiches. Even instead of like lettuce or anything, all I have to do is just put some basil leaves in there in his sandwiches even. And look at the bright, vibrant basil growing. I have been successfully growing basil actually for the last few years, and I just love it. Easy to grow. Just throw the seeds and you got it. Let's go out now. So here I have tulsi. It's a holy basil plant. Like you must be wondering, why do I have all these pots? To collect rainwater. And then I just keep on using this water to water these plants again. And I have already shared a video, why do I grow so much of tulsi, holy basil. Every morning in my tea, I add all kinds of herbs and let it boil for about 10 minutes. My aloe vera actually died last year, and it is trying to grow back and I'm not able to help it, but hopefully it grows back. So this is tulsi, and I have lots of them on this side and on the other side right here. This is also tulsi, holy basil again. These are 2-3 kinds of mints, pudina, and I simply love mint in my non-alcoholic mojito. That's one of my favorite drinks these days. I know I haven't shared that yet, and I will be sharing soon. It's pretty easy to make, but you have to have these herbs. I also add basil in my mojito. And these are the seeds I was talking about. I got from the public library cherry tomato plant. They grew quite big, as you can see, went all over. I can see even some tomatoes over here. And I just hope that I don't come across with any snake. Yeah, in Florida, there are many kinds of creatures right in just backyard. These are like kind of flowers that didn't make this year well. So let's go to the other side now, where I have my small farm of cluster beans. They have grown nice, and I am getting already cluster beans. As you can see right here, many of them. Again here, it's already time for me to harvest them actually. And if you go inside, look at them. There are so many. And I love cluster beans. It's a guar known as in India. From here, let's go to the lime tree this year. Look at how many limes it got on this plant. So many. Everywhere, all over the tree. And that in the corner, it's a field beans, but not doing really well this year. And this is choli. It's a kind of a Indian beans that I usually grow every year. This year I, however, did only 1 or 2 plants. I mean, there are just a couple of them here. Usually my mother-in-law, she threw like seeds all over by these fans, but this year it's hard to manage because you get a lot of crop on it. Actually, you see them right now, and you have to harvest them almost every day once it starts sprouting the choli on the plant. And I think that is just way too much for the whole family, actually, even sometimes. And plus you have to shell them. That's another, like, it's a lot of time that you have to put in. So I love it, but still I try to just to grow less now these days. And then over here, this is the line of tuber. So much of flowering going on even on the tuber. Basically it's a pigeon peas. Pigeon peas is our family favorite as well. You can see like pigeon peas started coming on this and actually all of these plants. Hey Tanvi, yes, I am Gujarati. I'm not very good at responding the comments actually, but while I'm shooting the video specifically, but I'll try to answer all the comments once the video is done and once I get to the desk. And I really apologize for that. So those are the plants. Beautiful morning today. actually, and the weather is not that bad. Usually it gets so hot by this time. Oh yeah, and I forgot something in the corner here. A lot of time people have been asking about the green tea that I always use in my chai, masala chai, the morning masala chai. And I'm still not able to figure out whether it's the same as a lemongrass. So these are all the plants over here. Because when I went to the store, Lowe's, and when I tried to smell the lemongrass, it is actually less. I mean, not less. It actually smells different. You know, I just started looking at the plant and I just forgot what I'm talking about. Um, and again, I have some tulsi, holy basil, and there another lemongrass or chai patti we call, you know, like Indian people use it in a chai. And that's my cluster beans again, the small farm, as I said. And this year, to you know, avoid the weeds, you can see I put plastic, but still it didn't help. You know, a lot of weeds, you know, again you can see that. All right, so now I'm going to take you in the front, actually the front of my house. I still have another side in the backyard which I'm going to take where I'm going to take you in a little bit, but let's go to the front. So this is the front, and this year I did not do too much because last year when Hurricane Irma came, everything destroyed, and I didn't want to put so much of time this year gardening again. I mean, some of the things, some of the plants grew back, but most of the plants died. And my favorite is always roses. I'm so glad this rose plant made it again, and just love it. Look at that, so beautiful. It just, you know, these kind of flowers make me smile. Whenever I pass by from here, I just try to look at them, and then, you know, it's just so beautiful to watch them. Just love it. And one of our family friend like gave that plant to us. It actually grows in a big tree, like a not really big tree, but this like a medium size of a tree, but can't really think where to you know, make the permanent spot for that tree. It comes with actually, I think, the yellow flower. I kind of forgot. Again, in my front as well, you can see the lemongrass and holy basil. I think that's actually in most Indians' house, like you can find in the front or the back of the house. And then this is my garage. Yeah, someone asked me if I own this house. We actually just bought, just a month ago we bought this house. We were renting this house, and now we just, you know, own. Yeah. Curry leaves, one of my favorite to use every single day. If not, I at least smell, you know, like whenever I'm passing by here, I try to smell. Oh, it tastes, it, I mean, not taste, it smells amazing. And here in the corner, yes, in my front, I mean, you must be wondering, why do I have all these kind of plants even in the front? But I just try to keep like in the front and in the back as well. By the way, these are taro leaves, Pateria or Patra. You know, this Patra is like, doesn't require much of the maintenance, but it needs a lot of water. You have to, you know, keep the bucket filled with water all the time, and they grow nice, and they are growing well. I just harvested a couple of days ago, so these are like just a medium size of leaves left here. But that's a Pateria, taro leaves. And this is actually the road, just a real sneak peek of everything. And I live in Florida, by the way. Many people have been asking where do I live. I live in Florida. Okay, now the question, I see some of the question, where do I get the curry leaves? The curry leaves I actually got from our family friend, but these days when I go to any temple or some of the Indian grocery, when I go there, they actually sell the curry leaves plant, even the holy basil plant. So you can actually try to make a trip to Indian grocery or somewhere the Indian like events happening around you, even online. These days I can see the seeds actually available or the plant even available. I know like buying plant would be a little bit expensive, but it's worth it. If you can make it grow, it just works great. And curry leaves are really good for your health. Not only curry leaves, but all the herbs that I showed you in my backyard, like whether it's tulsi, the lemongrass, basil, like they all have a nutrition that it keeps you away from common sicknesses. Basically, that's what I believe, and that's the reason I throw them in my morning tea. And I simply can't live without these plants. So yes, you can try online. And even I was watching the TV other day, Indian channel, and one of the company, actually I think it's called Holistic Living or something, they also sell some of the holy plant, I mean the holy basil plant, tulsi. And yeah, you can maybe just try to look around and try to find. But if I find something, I'll try to put the link below under this video description later. And let's get back to the garden again. I still have one part to cover, so I'm on the other side actually now. This is the back of my house. So again, we threw some seeds on this side as well. Tomato, cherry tomatoes, as you can see, tomatoes growing. And this is another Indian variety. It is a poi known as, and I am really not sure what is it called in English. It is believed that this plant is really healthy, just like even more than spinach. So I have it, and one of the preach from the temple actually gave me this plant when I went to the temple last year actually. And so it is doing really well. I'm so glad. Usually where I grew up, fritters are made, like you pluck these leaves and then you make the fritters, bhajia known as, we call it bhajia. And so I hope I'm just talking like too many Gujarati words and all that, Hindi words. Hope you understand. If not, feel free to ask me. Yes, definitely stress relieving. I can see some comments. Yes, it is. And when we are, in the middle of so many things, these are the things that keeps me going on, whether it's cooking or gardening, because it's, every day you have something different. I mean, I love that it's different, but you never know what you come across with every day. So the gardening and cooking, those are the two things that keeps me going. And I have my two growing boys. Their school just started today, and that's the reason I started going like live more. Now that I can think of other things to do, I thought of doing this live video today. Their first day today, and I'm so excited when they return from the school. How was their day, and all that to know. It's fun. Yeah, so a lot of work with boys, and so I have to have my own time, and I really enjoy gardening and cooking. So to get away from all all the hustle and bustle, all those things, cooking and gardening is the best. I mean, I could watch TV. I love reading also. I love listening music. So there are few things that you have to keep uh, just for yourself, so that actually you can serve better to other people. That's what I think. So yes, gardening and cooking, stress relieving, definitely. Okay, so that's where we left. Okay, this one is bell pepper. So here I have one pepper hanging on this plant. um, and the one I didn't pick it up, it's right here. I just wanted some seeds, from this plant, from that bell pepper, so I didn't pick it up. And so now I can maybe just harvest, or just crack it open, and I can get some seeds from it. By the way, this plant, the poi plant that I was talking about, it just spreads everywhere. So if you grow, maybe you may want to think about some, the spots that you don't want all the roots going around. So in the corner, I have many chili plants. That's Indian chili, hot chili pepper. I mean, I don't know where it's originated, but I got the seeds from India back in 2012 or 15 when I made the trip. No, not the 15, I think 12. So those are the chili plants. Again, I have one rose plant here, and it is a red color. I have the red rose plant in the very beginning of the entrance of the house as well. It just welcomes people with flowers. And so this is, again, that's the area where we sit for it's a dining area basically. Morning, breakfast, lunch, dinner. So we have a quite nice view from there. And that's big curry leaves plant. This is the permanent plant that I got now. I do have some in the pots as well, but this one actually I probably shared in my last video that it died because of the snow last year, and the Hurricane Irma actually almost destroyed most of the stuff, and it grew back. So I'm so glad. And actually, while I'm doing this video, I can smell the curry leaves from like in this whole area. And again, a lot of weeds, as you can see here. It's so hard to keep up with the weeds. They just grow so fast. Okay, here I have beetle leaves. Pan, mitha pan. I already shared the video how to make mitha pan. So that's the leaves for making mithu pan. And I also got this one from the friend of mine, and it died actually last year and grew back on its own, and tastes amazing. And so this is the side of the house, other side. We actually went from the other side in the front. They also look great, but no smell from the purple one. This smells so great. So yeah, a lot of work, but as I said, I mean, I believe that everybody should have something, and gardening is actually, even if nothing grows, like in the beginning of the year, we kept throwing seeds and nothing happened. But that's fine. I mean, even if nothing grows, it's fine. I have seen some of my friends actually, they do like an indoor gardening because Florida is too hot. Sometimes even something grows, it just dies so fast. So they do like, with the kids, you can do indoor, like growing mung sprouts, like fenugreek sprouts. Every winter, again, I will share with you again in the winter. I'll try to share. In winter, I grow a lot of fenugreek leaves. I have already shared the video anyway, but if you want to watch until I share my next one. And I also shared how do I freeze my fenugreek leaves and then use throughout the year. So during the winter time, when it's around between 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit here in Florida, I grow a lot of fenugreek leaves. I got tired actually now. So I mean it's really hot right now. I mean when I got out it was fine, and it just got so hot now here. So I'm just going to go into the house, but before that I just wanted to show you that you know, the plant I was talking about, the rose plant in the front, and I always get a lot of flowers on it. I just simply love it. So let me take you to the entrance, and probably you can see from here that the rose, red rose, look at them. Doesn't that look so pretty? So many flowers actually. Right there one, there one, like two of them, sorry, and some pink rose, pink roses. Oh, turn around, look at this. I love it. I keep on, you know, sometimes when I'm passing by, I also like smell. It's kind of a meditating again, you know, like all the natural aroma. So yeah, I really love gardening that way. Like, you know, like as soon as you enter into your garden, you know, no matter what happened in your house, whether you get tired, but as soon as I come out, I just feel so good. I again feel energetic. And this is the neighborhood where I walk every morning, evening. I make the whole circle. The neighborhood is actually round, so I just make the whole round. And sometimes I make a couple of rounds, so that makes about 2-3 miles of walk, which is really good. But I have to wait for good weather. Sometimes when I want to like sweat, actually I'm okay, but most of the time I just try to walk when it's nice and beautiful. So with that, friends, I will have to wrap this video. I'm sure you would maybe like to just keep on watching and watching, just like I keep on gardening and gardening and gardening. Whenever, you know, there's nothing to do, gardening is always there. Like you know, planting, I mean not planting, watering the plants. That sometimes when it doesn't rain, it's a big job again. But it's been raining consistently. Even when I thought of going live today, I was like, okay, hope it doesn't rain. And the most important, hopefully I don't encounter any snakes. Because just a few days ago I saw like a garden snake. It wasn't actually garden snake, it was like a quite kind of poisonous snake, and I am so scared of snakes. I mean, everybody, all of us would probably get scared unless you know how to tackle them. But yeah, so that was an awesome gardening tour. I'm so happy I could finish this, and that's my, again, cluster beans farm. I call it farm. I know it's not a farm, but I mean, it's my small farm. So just the last view of the backyard, and I am going to go in my house. So hope friends, you enjoyed this video. Please do let me know what other kind of videos you would like to see, especially live, because it's easier for me to do live videos these days. And yeah, I can see a lot of bugs around here. I am going to do like kitchen tour, whatever videos that I can do live easily, I'm just going to go live. So that way you actually get to see the authentic way of how I live, and not like, you know, professionally edited or this or that. I know sometimes it's hard, but you know, that way you will get to watch me naturally more. So keep on watching my live videos. And oh God, it's hot. So hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please do like and comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for new recipe videos every week. And as I said, I'm going to do more live videos as well, like a different kind of contents. So please feel free to let me know what kind of videos you would like to see. I have already shared almost everything on my channel, whether it's whatever I cook, my routine, my even yoga routine. So whatever you want to see, it's there on the channel. But let me know if you would like to see something different. And you can always follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. And I hope you have downloaded my apps on iOS and Android devices. It's free. And also just recently I published ebook Cooking Smart with Bhavna. I know it's dedicated to electric pressure cooker recipes, but I'm sure you can get a lot of ideas on cooking once and eating more than once. You know how to make your bulk boiling like beans, lentils, and then freeze or refrigerate for later use. That way actually I feel more motivated to get into the kitchen. Oh, I have that thing ready, I can make this. I have all the vegetables sitting, so I can make that. So you have to have something ready to motivate you to keep on cooking something new, so that your family don't get bored. That's what I think, I believe. So I always have my fridge loaded with all kinds of vegetables. And so as soon as I enter in the kitchen, I know what I am going to cook today. Now I just got into my kitchen just to show you that what I got from my garden the other day. I mean, just yesterday actually I got this so that's but these are like very tiny ones. We call it Desi Jolly. They are not big. This is a normal size. It could be a little bit bigger than this, but that's the normal size. So that's what I got from my garden. So I am actually ready to wind up now. It was fun making this video and hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. I struggle to turn it off.